Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Batharn and this is Theory Thursdays. We are back with Starship Theory. I've already posted a couple videos in between. However, the last one has a bit of a discrepancy between where it ended and where it is now. I'm having a little bit of trouble with my editing software. I need to double check that and figure something out because sometimes it cuts off my videos if I didn't actually double check as well as I should have. So we got a little bit farther than that video ended. Here's our ship now. I did get that medium grow bed laid down. We got a lot more storage thrown down because we have a lot of resources on hand. And what we're going to do here is we're going to fly through this thing. We got our, these are our laser turrets so we can fight, getting built. We're going to throw another one here. We're going to let them go through with what we have. We are murdering our metal here, probably from these laser turrets. Weapons. Yeah, they're like 20 apiece. So what I'm going to do is we're going to cut through these asteroids. There's been a couple little updates. There's been some ore rebalances. So supposedly silicon's a lot easier to come by than it was, which will be good since that was actually a huge limiting factor on building your ship. So we'll be a little more well off there. Let's see. Everyone's working, idle. I do need to grab another person probably and throw them on research. We're actually going to get off of weapons. I actually thought it would be smarter for us to go, and we want to try to get the small reactor to free up our hull space on the ship for CPU panels, and we can put some of the power inside the ship. Because I think these generate the same level of power. Actually, the solar panel generates a little bit more power, in fact. So a little more efficient. The difference is that only the small reactor takes up 1 unit of space on the entire ship, even though it's a floor item instead of a hull item. But since we don't have the CPU array, and it's going to be a while before we get there, since it's 6 points, we're going to need our hull space for CPU panels as we expand the ship and get more mining lasers and definitely more weapons going on. And we're pushing. Let's see. So our mass is. So we're over evade by 3. So as we build out our ship more, it won't be too quickly before we need another engine of the medium variety, since it's likely we won't be using our points for a large engine for quite a while. Since I probably, after getting the small reactor, I will probably get a hold of the CPU array next after that. So we're gonna get these weapons built. I think what we'll do is grab one of these guys and throw him onto science so that he researches us, and we're going to switch to engineering for research, which is what I was just talking about. We also have a faster speed. I think I limited the lack of one earlier, so we have that. The one disadvantage is it messes up your little alt toggle, so if you're going at medium speed instead of fast speed and you want to go back down to the slower speed, you got to double click your alt key. And since we have our panel, let's immediately set course to a new asteroid field, since we just need a lot of resources to expand our ship. We're doing okay, but we should be able to defend ourselves now if anybody comes and attacks us. So it's, oh wait, no, that's not correct at all. We want the that and that. So what we're going to do after a lot of this stuff is built is we're going to build these wings out a bit and pull them forward. So we look vaguely like a bird of prey, I suppose. But I want to do that mainly because I need more surface area on the hull of the ship for more CPU panels, weapons, and perhaps mining lasers. And once we get that out, we'll actually rip out some of these and expand these rooms out. We're going to put our second set of engines right here. There'll be a flat space here and here. And then this will actually be floors, all floors eventually. And we'll be able to access these new engines from inside the ship. So whenever they require maintenance, we won't have to actually leave the ship to fix them, from what I understand. Which will be a little bit useful. I've never had too much problems with people popping outside of the ship. It's a little more, it can be a little more dangerous, I guess, especially if you have to jump and you leave the guy outside. Other than that, though, they seem pretty safe outside the ship. There doesn't seem to be a higher chance of them getting murdered doing it, so there's that to consider. Once we get our weapons all built up and powered and controlled with our CPUs, we'll start setting courses to ships. Supposedly also the trading. So I need to start putting a military dude there. Although once you have a decent amount of mining lasers, what we got 6, you want to kind of wait and mine the stuff when it's closer, so you make sure you get some of the rocks. But you see, if you pop them too far away, you might not be able to get them. And we have a ton of resources at the moment, metal at least, which is good because we're going to be expanding the ship really quickly here. Doing a lot of building. And actually, it adds up really fast on how quickly you build your ship. Alright, so we got a ship exiting, and they're not aggressive, which is good, because they got a decent offensive power and decent defensive power. We're actually going to sell this gold. We're going to buy nothing, because our next goal is to buy a crewman, but it's going to be between 700 and 800 credits, and we only have 351. So there's not much we're going to be able to do until we get a couple of trades going to offload a bunch of these resources. I wish I could sell more of this water and crap like that, but that doesn't happen too often, unfortunately. Alright, so, and here's the most dangerous thing to your ships right here is these fucking fires. I think we do need to do a little bit of a redesign, but I think that we're okay. One huge problem I've noticed with a couple of games is fires inside your ship. If you don't have footpath access, it's not generally a good idea to stack things like this. However, there's a slight difference with, I could be wrong. I think that the storage containers, unless they actually patched it, because basically our ship's going to burn down now. So what I need to do is, our food is not great, but it's okay. So I'm actually going to pull that down, and we're going to move that, because you need to have floor access to, let me see, we need to remove this immediately. Hope our ship doesn't melt. If you do not have footpath access to something that's burning and it's on fire, it'll just burn your ship down. Especially like a floor plate. So you need to be very careful when you're doing ship expansion and you build your floors. Make sure you never build your floors sealed off inside of your hull somewhere. And if that goes, we might lose some components from our lack of storage, which would be bad. Alright, so where's my other science? Returning to ship, I'm going to make him an engineer. Okay, so he's working on that. So the small crate was destroyed, and we had to jettison a whole bunch of shit. So that was really bad for us. Something I've discovered you can actually do is we're going to dump a bunch of our water, since it's going to be a while before we can sell any of it, and we want to make sure we don't... I should have done that sooner, because I don't know what it jettisoned. Or food. Awesome. Yeah, that's fucking wonderful. Okay, so let's, okay, well, let's remove that. Let's power this down so this guy gets off of it. And let's get utility, medium grow plant bed. Well, Jesus. Right, let's get these repaired. We're going to put a medium plant bed there. And we're going to move our water cooler there. So now everything has floor access. Another thing you can do is you can actually mine with your weapons. You shoot the larger asteroids. Perfect. Alright. And he needs to be an engineer. So we're just, as soon as I get that built, his one job is going to be growing food. Because we just had to jettison all of our food because we lost a storage container. And one of our guys is close to starving. So this has got to happen quick. And you got to remember to flip those off, because if you fire out again and actually just hit a rock that has resources on it, and I think 1x will actually shut off your lasers. That's probably something that you would want to rebind. I haven't got around to it yet though. Alright, so let's take, okay, so our guys are idle, so what we need to do is we need to expand our ship, so we're going to need these blocks here, and then we're going to do this. And we'll let them get that done first. Alright, so as soon as our grow bed's done, we will throw one of our guys back on science, and his one job will be grow food and nothing else. Let's ignore the water. It's kind of hard for me, OCD-wise, to do that. Alright, so after he's... Marie? Leaving ship? No, you're gonna be science, and you're gonna do plants and gross food and nothing else. I'm actually thinking we might just rip down that research thing and build a another grow bed for now, because we might actually need to grow the food double speed. So let's go ahead and remove this, and I want to move it. I actually want to move it up here and remove that. I'm not 100% sure if it lets you work, because if you have the you can put your guy researching here, and then you can switch him to ops, and he'll immediately control the nav panel. So it's actually a good idea early game to do these guys like right next to each other. And same thing here, this is military, so if I got like a weapons panel, I could put a weapons panel right here, and he could just mine, and then when he needs to fight, he can switch and fight. We don't have enough guys to do that efficiently at the moment, so it's not something we quite want to do, but so let's go ahead and just remove this for now, and we'll put it at top priority. And we're actually, let's remove these and get some other work done. Let's get another, let's see, we want, he's doing his thing. I think our heat's well over high enough. To do that, we can do that. Let's just go ahead and we'll remove this guy, and then we'll put a floor there, and then we'll do that for now. Because we are going to expand this. Eventually will be our engineering alone, and then we'll have a hallway up the ship that'll have more of our, I'm thinking bunks, because I did a design before where you just put like the bunks in the wall here, and it was pretty useful. And then out on the side we'll have, I'm thinking we'll expand this out, and we'll actually have a connection between the bunks into the rest of the ship. So this will all be shipped back here, and then we'll have like the bridge up here, and then some extra stuff at in the wing pylons of the ship. So let's get a second medium plant bed here, and I'm thinking another big one we might want to do is go for a medium crate for extra storage. We'll also want another laser turret here to give us a little more firepower. That'll give us 4 lasers. And we want our floor here. And I actually want to test this chair and see if you can actually work this panel with this chair, because I'm not sure if it'll let you or not. Alright, so this is eventually going to be another engine, but we got plenty of engine power at the moment. So once that's built, we'll put another guy on science. So we got our food coming in, because this guy is about to die. And who else? So is this guy. So hopefully, they're only level 2 science. Though one of the patch upgrades, changes, was your science score goes up a lot quicker now than it used to. And this is Lewis, he's building it, and he'll immediately jump on it when he's done. I'm not setting course for another asteroid field because I don't want to be distracted at the moment while we get this stuff done. I need another CPU panel. Let's get a couple more of those built. And he will immediately go science and hopefully work the science console. He's gonna put out the fire though, which is good, so we don't melt. That's actually the most dangerous thing in the game is freaking fire. I've died more to my ship burning than anything else. That's when you're like fighting and then you get hit by flames of some kind inside your ship. Why are you idle? Why are you idle? It's not working? Okay. I need more power, so let's shut down a laser turret and turn on the grow bed. Perfect. Alright, okay, now we'll get a bunch of food coming in. We can build something else here, which will probably... I'm thinking another research station. I'm thinking our medium, our reactor once we have our reactor researched. But we need to get our food reserves back up since we fucking jettisoned it all and our guys are about to die. Yeah, see that they're starving to death now, unfortunately. So hopefully, yeah, there's some food right there. So now they'll start eating. All right, don't ever do that. That's a really bad idea. So we got one. Let's build these out, and we'll also build these out. Okay. So we got a couple guys eating. He's still growing food. So we'll use these 2 grow beds to restockpile our food. And hopefully none of our guys die before that happens. The thing with the medium grow bed, once the food is done, you get 2 units. So if you use the single grow bed, you're only going to get the 1 food, and when you with 1 guy, and if you have 2 guys working 2 singles, you get a lot less efficiency for your guys that are growing food. So you want to get that medium grow bed fairly early. I think now you actually start with the single grow bed, however, because I remember starting a game and having it without researching it. So unless I'm misremembering and I had already done it or something, I believe you start with it, which is actually something that should have been the case anyway. So you're not forced to build to do research really, really early. Like, it's a good idea, but if it meant you're there, like, your guys will die if you don't get this research thing set up after a certain amount of time. That's a bad design choice in my opinion. Alright, so we'll blast this large rock while we mine other rocks, give us a little bit more efficiency. I'm hoping our guys do not starve to death. That guy right down there, what is that? Joel, our engineer, he's in dire straits. So hopefully one of our grow beds, that new grow bed on the left there, is almost finished. So we should be able to pull some food out of that before he starves to death. I think I'm going to need to throw down some more power here soon. Well, obviously, they're not hostile, which is good. I'm not selling a dude, I'm selling water though, and I'm selling gold. And we can actually buy a person as soon as we find one now, which will help. Especially since we have food. Okay, returning to ship to eat, heading to food. Okay, so my guys are now eating, and now we're good on food. We won't starve to death, which is good. And I'm gonna have them both work these panels, or the grow beds, until we have a little bit of food saved up, and then we'll get some research done after that. Since our research isn't that important at the moment. So I was shooting this one. Let's shoot that one, because we do need more power. Our CPUs are fine, so I was going to rip up some CPU panels to give us more floor space. I think I mainly want the floor space for storage. I like having a lot of storage, so you can actually save up a lot of resources to build your ship out more effectively, the way you want it. System's overheating. I haven't overheated a long time there. I did rip out one of my panels, so don't accidentally shoot that guy, I hope. So 1x, 2. So I need to get I need more crew members, really. You should have more crew members than this much earlier than this. Alright, so our guys are no longer starving to death. We might need a Healy bed. I think they naturally heal over time, but fairly slowly. But you can also use you can build a medical station and actually heal them faster, I believe. Right, so they're all done. We need more power, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to build another medium solar panel there. And we're going to rip out some CPU panels here. Remove. I'm thinking we'll leave that alone and we'll do these two. And we'll expand our hull on this side. That. We need a general dude real quick to clean our ship. It looks ugly as hell. You always have a lot of water, and usually we'll have a lot of gold until you get your ship large enough that you start building a whole bunch of gold items, things that require gold. So we got plenty of power. So if you click an item and press P, it'll power it up. I think O is power it down. So power up my research console. Alright, so we have 2 food as soon as... Let's build another solar panel there. I like my symmetry. Build a couple more CPU panels. Build some floor tiles. And we're not getting no research done at the moment because we're growing all the food. Which is fine. Okay, so you finished that one. I'm actually going to depower this one for now. And see if this guy will actually go and research. Working plants, heading to research. Okay, so he can sit there and research. Perfect. So this is actually the best setup you can build for these. So you do one that's intelligence, like this. So if I need the extra evasion, say my mass goes up high enough, so this is only +3. Whenever we get in a fight, I can set him to ops, and he'll immediately jump on this console, and our evasion will pop back up to 5. And 5 is the max. So even if you have 300 thrust power, you're only going to get +5 evasion. You never want... Okay, we'll leave him idle since I don't want the ship to burn. But you want to make sure your engineers are rarely idle. I'm actually going to have Joel here go to General and clean our ship. And we want... probably put a power thing here. But I actually want to build another small crate here. Since we have floor access, we'll be able to put out a fire here, here, and here, since they can all touch it. I'm thinking... he needs... Okay, so let's go ahead and build our ship out some more. I actually want to build... Let's go. We want weapons. I want to have a lot of laser turrets to defend ourselves. Because I've noticed the only real way for your weapons to be effective early game is to, like, just get a bunch of them. Because it takes a long, long time to research any of the more effective weapons. Not to mention the cost to run them is really, really high. So you want to... Okay, he's aggressive. And he's got some really powerful weapons. He's got a chain gun, which we want to kill the chain gun. Okay, so fighting, I'm not overly enamored with the fighting early game. Maybe later game it gets more fun. But I mean, there's not much I can do here except kill his weapon so he can't hurt me as much. We don't have a military console, which I would like. There's very little we can do but just this. So I'm just going to blast his guns and keep them from rebuilding him so that he can't do a whole bunch of damage to our ship. That's the only real early game combat tactic that I even think is reasonable. You can... Actually has life supports. If they don't have life support, you can... actually, I want to... Okay, so if you grab this medium solar panel, I'm going to put this up top. So hopefully he'll repair it before he destroys the damn thing. This general guy needs to go into engineering to fix our ship, and then you are doing nothing, so you also go to engineering to fix the ship. And we're about to break his chain gun, and he'll try to fix it, but we want to make sure it stays not fixed. I believe what I might do, you can shoot it as he places the blueprint and tries to build the blueprint, but I'm going to try to kill his guy who comes out to actually build the blueprint. So it's gone, and you can now damage his ship. Would be one of the more effective ways. And like I said before, I think you can bust out their floor panels. And so now he can't hurt us at all. And I'm going to go ahead and shoot that blueprint. Oh, there's this guy right there. I'm going to see if I can shoot this guy in space. I don't think I'm shooting the guy. So I'm going to keep shooting that. I think it's hitting the panel underneath him inside the ship. But if there's a guy inside the ship, you can actually shoot him and hurt him and kill them. Doesn't seem to be the most effective use of your weapons early on or ever. I'm not sure, really, to be honest. The weapons just seem so ill-equipped to do much damage. I think some of the the durability of the blocks needs to be addressed and dialed down some. I think the only way that you seem to be able to do much is, again, to just spam weapons. Get as many of the things as you can get early. You can do it with the amount of resources that you get. We're a little light on silicon, but... Yeah, because now he's got that thing, and it's going to do a lot of damage to us. It's going to take a long time for us to break it back down, because he does have 5 evasion, which makes a lot of your shots miss. Go ahead and grab that. Like, as you can see, his hull up there, like, it's basically just a pea shooting match against each other, and we're basically doing nothing. But we just, whoever can out-repair the other person. So, I mean, we both out-repair each other. And I can't even, like, boost my, CPU panel a little bit. And that's pissing off the most of it, is, like, we're losing silicon, and that's the resource that we actually need a lot of. The best way to kill him, though, is in an asteroid field, and have the rocks do a bunch of damage as well as your lasers do a bunch of damage. But really, the only way it seems you can actually do any meaningful effect in combat is to shoot their weapons down, and we're doing so little damage now, it's ridiculous. Eventually they'll leave. I actually have had a fight where they never ever left because we were on basically on equal footing, it seemed. That he never got bored of me and ran away. So, and then I died because my ship burned. It wasn't even his weapons that killed me, it was just the fact that I flew by a star and I couldn't get to all the fire in time. That I lost the ship. So, I mean, I could. See, I can't even kill his power. He lost a solar panel there. But he has 4 reactors inside the ship, so, I mean, what am I gonna do to him? It's definitely the weakest part of the game at the moment. Again, it's super early access. But those are things that I hope to get addressed, and I'm overheating. See, now he's taking a ton of damage from those lasers, so I'm actually gonna shoot his ship core, since I don't seem to be able to destroy his fucking gun, because he repairs it too quickly. I'm going to try damaging his ship core, and hopefully he runs into more rocks, because he actually lost like half his structural integrity just from running into things. And the ship core is one of the most vulnerable parts of the ship, because actually things stop working when you damage the ship core, since it's absolutely essential to how your ship flies. We got a ton of power. I can actually shift some blocks around. I don't want to do any construction or anything at the moment because just researching since this thing's all busted up. So I'm wondering, I think I'm hurting? Yeah, I think he's repairing it, and I'm also hurting this guy, which is good. I'm thinking, see, that's why I'm like, we have, what, 6 guns? I'm thinking that we double that to 12 guns and we'll actually be able to do some damage. That's just ridiculous. So let's see, I'm gonna build these. Give my engineers, we're not taking a lot of damage, pardon me there. We're not taking a ton of damage right now. So I'll give my engineers something to do. Of course, now they'll probably fall behind on ship repairs. So I don't know that he's gonna leave at all, so we're gonna be here a while. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna speed this up in a time-lapse combat, and see how tedious this is, so I will see you in a second. got something done! Alright, so it looks like what you can do is kill the engineers. They can't fix stuff. And then bust out their... why they're still being able to fire at me, I have no idea. But now they're about to blow up. We're at 7 health, 2 health. And bam! There they go. And then there's a whole bunch of resources they drop, apparently. Here's some. And of course we can't access the silicon, which we wanted. Shut down our guns, and we need to repair this fucker. Holy shit, we took a lot of damage in that fight. That was a ridiculous ass fight, not gonna lie. Let's see, we're at 47 silicon, we got a ton of metal. Kinda funny if you could mine these guys for some carbon or something. Alright, so that was stupid. I could have played it better if I knew, yeah, so tactically destroy their engineers. We really need this constructor or our guys are gonna die. I think their health is starting to drop. So we got some engineers. Let's get that built. And okay, that's scary. I thought that was our guy for some reason. I noticed they threw their bodies out of the back and stuff. It's kind of funny. So we're just gonna do a bit of maintenance on the ship. This thing is running a little long, so I will get all that shit done, and we will pop in the next one and do a little more work. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will catch you next time.